Hey, everybody out there in Chicagoland. Welcome again. You're tuning in on another perspective on www.intellectualradio.com, where we talk about some great topics. And I just like to say I'm your host, Chris Davis, aka Smooth Cuts. And to my immediate right, we have
Maurice Walls, aka Maurice Walls. What's cracking, lacking, and stacking, everybody? Thank you for joining and tuning in. Feel free to leave comments. We're going to be talking about a host of different issues. As long as usual, but we have some great things that we're going to talk about. So we want to offer a fresh perspective, but and at the same time receive insight and feedback from you guys.
Yes. Right now we're just going to say our brother Ace. Hopefully he'll be here sooner than expectedly, but just pray for him. Shout outs to brother Ace. Whatever that the situation is going on out there, brother, you always going to be here with us in spirit. Also 100K. We hopefully will have you back on this show real soon. So hope you're watching us on Facebook Live. And again, after the show, feel free to chime in on YouTube as well. So again, the topic, well, the first things first, for the weekend, I hope everybody enjoyed the weekend, because this has been one ride of a weekend.
It's been one crazy weekend.
So what I'm going to say this because, we're going to celebrate the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King.
That's right.
Who was the pioneer of all civil rights movement. Say one thing as a black man, if I was ever like in the past, if I'd have met the man, I already know that I would have been learning a lot of things from Dr. King, as a young black man coming up in the industry of the radio show. So I just want to collaborate on the Dr. King movement. So
yeah, well, just to elaborate on what Brother Chris was saying, that Dr. Martin Luther King, powerful man, he was a genius. In addition to that, he was very passionate about the plight of black people, receiving social, economic, and bringing collective harmony to all nationalities and ethnicities.
Well, guess what? I'm sorry to cut you off. I got a cousin that wants to chime in on Facebook Live.
Absolutely.
Okay, so hopefully my cousin Laura's supposed to be chiming in, so I appreciate
cousin Laura.
This Patty. Hey, Patty. Cousin Patty.
Cousin Patty. Okay, we're gonna get the names right here.
Okay. What's going on, Brian Johnson? Chime in, brother. Again, go ahead, Reese.
Right. So, I'm just going to give a shout out to brother Cedric Cheney, Lasagna Glenn, my cousin Miller. So, Martin Luther King was a very powerful man, and I love the brother. I wish I had a chance to meet him. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Those are two powerful role models that I wish still exist today. I'm not saying that they do not exist, but we need to see more of that come to the surface. But it's one thing that I want to talk about specifically, Dr. Martin Luther King and keeping his legacy alive and perpetuating ideals, his principles, is that too many people focus on the turn your cheek Martin Luther King. All right.
Say that again, bro.
Too many people focus on the turn your cheek Martin Luther King. Let me tell you something. Martin Luther King was meek, but he was not weak. Martin Luther King was a brother who also had the spirit of he had a revolutionary spirit. He was a rebel. He was about fighting for reparations, what I like to call restitution. I don't like using the term reparations per se, but restitution. And Martin Luther King, believe it or not, a lot of people don't know this, but he embraced some of the ideals of Malcolm X, even though I know they had some beef at some point, but it was very, very small, because when they collectively, they came to with each other. And see, things people don't understand.
And at the end of the day, they also came to agreement to work together amongst black people.
Absolutely. Martin
even
King.
White people, like when they came together as a unified. So I like to condemn on what the holiday is about. It ain't about just because black folks like, oh, it's King holiday, let me just take off. Because no, it's like, you know, have some enjoyment with your family and friends to collaborate on what we can do to make the whole community better. So that's what Dr. King would have to would integrate on what we need to do to take back what's rightfully ours.
Yeah, Dr. Martin Luther King. He was, like I said, he was a very powerful brother. But and at the same notion, to piggyback on what Brother Chris was saying. Yeah, we have to take this time not only just to celebrate King, because we're not really just celebrating King. We're celebrating his legacy, and we're celebrating his ideologies. And I heavily embrace those ideologies. I believe, you know, in order for this country to become better, in order for this country, in order to move forward, to progress, we're gonna have to unify, you know, regardless of skin color, nationality, ethnicity, place of origin. But getting back to what I was saying, Dr. Martin Luther King, he was a rebel. A lot of people don't understand, like, some of the speeches that he gave, they only use samples of those and snippets of those speeches. Especially one of his most powerful speeches that he did at the nation's capital. But a lot of Martin Luther King's, like some of his speeches that people have not heard, you can pull it up on YouTube. Martin Luther King was like, "Hey man, we're going down there to collect the check." You know what he was talking about? He was fighting for reparations or restitution.
And also jobs for
Right.
equal. He fought for equal rights.
See, a lot of people just think Dr. Martin Luther King was just this. I mean, even some of the black leaders, quote unquote, at the time thought he was just some shucking and jiving Negro. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to pull, everybody together, and that we're gonna, take on embrace this Booker T. Washington ideology. Whereas, and I'm not saying this to put Booker T. Washington down. Booker T. Washington was a powerful brother. Some of you people might not know he was the first African American male to be invited into the White House during the early 1900s. Now, he's not so much the first African American male to be in the White House, because remember, the brothers and sisters built the White House. Okay,
yeah, but he was
the first one to actually to be invited. And being invited and being in slavery and building something is two different things. but at the same time, he thought he had this Booker T. Washington type of mentality, whereas Booker T. Washington said, "Look, as long as you're getting education and stuff like that, and as long as you're building yourself up interpersonally, don't worry about trying to separate. You can still be a part of the. Otherwise, you can still be a part of the culture, or you can assimilate. Just don't worry about like rebelling. Just educate yourself." And then you have brothers like W.E.B. Du Bois who came along. It's like, no, brother, we're not gonna assimilate. We're not gonna bow down. And yield ourselves to the power that these white devils are wielding over us, which is, racism and white supremacy. And that's what they thought Dr. Martin Luther King was. They thought he was just a guy who would just, let's just unify everybody, and let's just forget about the fact that, we have our own culture, our own cultural distinction. No, Martin Luther King was a brother who was concerned and loved the plight of Black people. And like I said, his ideals, as time moved on, started to really vibe and gel with the ideals of brother Malcolm X. We just don't talk about that, and the reason why they don't talk about it is because they want to. I guess they just want to make Black people, just look weak and subservient. Now, his brother was not weak. He's not subservient at all. He was meek, and he was a revolutionary. Martin Luther King. We're not going to talk about the Martin Luther King, the turn your cheek. No, we're going to talk about the revolutionary rebel fighting against the plantation, fighting against the masses and white supremacy. Dr. Martin Luther King.
Well, also, we're going to talk about a different topic. It's been going on through social media about the picture of the little boy that was wearing the
H&M.
H&M, and give me my perspective about the young fella that we're not like supporting with the H&M, because they also had a sign that says, due to the fact that it's been going on, like no riots or anything, because there was an outrage that was going on with that picture. Same thing with the young white fella. I forgot what It was on his jacket. I can't remember.
I think on his sweater,
because I know it says the monkey of the jungle.
Welcome to the jungle, monkey, or something like that.
Yeah, so can understand. Feel free to chime in and give us your perspective about the topic with the H&M. Do you feel like would you be able to still support H&M ever since the incident? Because truth of the matter is, the list can go on. You got, what can I say, Gucci that doesn't support the black people, but we still buy his stuff. You have Tommy Hilfiger.
Oh, yes, that's been going on for a while.
Yeah. Who else? That's
Timberland.
And did I say Tommy Hilfiger?
Tommy Hilfiger, yes.
And the list goes on. Prada. But we support it. See, my thing is, will we be able to support our own?
There we go.
Will we be able to support our own people to help get off this slave mentality?
Yeah, see, with all these different companies, here it is. I want to read a comment real quick. This is Brother Cedric L. Cheney chimed in. Let me see. He said, and this is going back to the Martin Luther King. He says, I was a young kid during that time, same time socially. Absolutely. I wasn't even thought of, but it was in the same time socially. And Brother Cheney says, I experienced some of the worst in white people. He said, Martin Luther King was fighting for the simple liberty of going to a public restroom, being
this when he was young,
without being mobbed by white folks. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow,
you wouldn't believe it. He said the fight still continues as white separationists still try and chip away at black people or anyone who isn't like them. Yeah, you're absolutely right, brother Cedric. We appreciate you chiming in.
Thank you, Brother Cedric. Anybody else can chime in on my Facebook Live, so don't be shy. Please chime in.
Please don't be shy. Yeah. So getting back to what you're saying, brother, is something that Kareem, and when we miss you, Brother Kareem, we're ready for you to come back to the show. He mentioned something, and he and I were talking about this. If I'm not mistaken, I believe African American people have 1.1 or 1.2 trillion dollars worth of spending power in this country. That's a lot.
That is a lot of money.
I mean, if we were to, finally unify and pool our resources together and pull back from investing into these other companies who don't give two rats whiskers about us, dude, we can completely devastate and dismantle this financial institution of America. We really could. And what you're saying is, brothers, what you're saying is, why are we continuing to support these people, or should we continue to support them and just say, okay, we accept your apology? Because a lot of these companies, the first thing they do is after they crazy logo or something, the first thing they do is like 3 hours later, after 100 million people have already seen this, oh, we're sorry, and we promise to take it down.
And they're not.
And what Brother Chris is saying is, should we accept these apologies? When is enough is enough? Or should we just say, hey man, we have $1.2 trillion spending power, which is a lot of money.
This is the beginning of the new year, so
absolutely.
I guess because of after the spending of Christmas, and I guess they want to start off another brand. So I believe that company was making a mockery out of us.
Absolutely. They always do.
I mean, but we, again, as people, supports it.
Right. And that's the problem. Why do we continue to support are against us? Why do we support those who mock and, hold us back? Because ultimately that's what they're doing. At the end of the day, it's really all social control. It's like, okay, we're going to do something. And we're going to do something that's so out there to the point where it's all we got to do is just offer a simple little apology. Now, they could just put up a sweater right now
that says, I'm sorry, forgive us. Or they say, forgive us, you people.
Right. And what I was getting ready to say,
that would be a major outrage about that again.
I would take it a step further. I was getting ready to say, bro, if they could just come out with a sweater right now that has a black man villains with, with black face, big white eyeballs, and red lips, right? And then 3 hours later, they can say, "Oh, we're sorry." And then it seemed like all these brothers and sisters, not all, I'm not putting all brothers and sisters into one monolithic group of thinkers. They'll say, "Oh, oh, okay, we accept your apology. We're gonna just keep moving forward. We'll just keep supporting their business." And that's the problem. Brothers and sisters, you got to put up some resistance. I'm not saying there's not organizations out there who do not resist, but we need more. We need resistance. We need resistance, seriously, because if we don't, we're just going to continue to be the laughing stock and continue to mock us. And we're going to be we're going to continue to be at the bottom of the social economic totem pole. And that's where they want us. And they know, you think they know? They know a lot of these supremacists, they know more about us than we know about ourselves. They know we got $1.2 trillion spending power. They're probably the ones who threw the stats out there, put the stats on the radar. Yeah, black people have right. Black people have $1.2 trillion spending power. Did you know that? And they probably tell us, "Hey guys, did you know that? What are you gonna do about it?" They're probably gonna say,
and they're singing in the bottom of the sea. Let them sink. Let those.
Do it. Just come up with a promotional ad to say, "I'm sorry." Go to a couple of black universities, cut them like a little $10,000 check. Make some donations. Go to a black community. Hand out some chili, some free cupcakes. You know what I'm saying?
Or even free shirts.
Right, that say "I'm sorry."
Right.
And then black people just fall for that stuff, man. Come on, man. Like I said, we may be meek, but we're not weak. Brothers and sisters, it's time to, and a friend and I, we were just talking about that. It's really time to go back into our own cultural beliefs and ideals, embrace that, that Shango spirit, all the stuff that comes out of the tribe of Yoruba, Igbo, and disconnect from all these Eurocentric ideals. This, like I said, we're not using this platform to put white people down, because that's not what I'm here for. No. I'm using this platform to pick black people up.
So we're gonna, since this is the beginning of the new year, we're gonna bring in some other guests soon. So
let me read just one comment.
Go ahead,
Brother Cedric Cheney. We appreciate you guys chiming in. Brother Sanders said, There are hundreds of young, exciting clothing designers attending the Art Institute here in Chicago. I have attended their showings. I think it would make more sense socially and economically to go to the Institute and seek these young black people out and buy into their brand and get wonderful and unique pieces that more than rival the high-end stores at less the price. Absolutely. You got all these great
chiming in, Brother Cedric.
Yeah, you got these great African-American minds out here. But it's still, brothers and sisters, we don't want to support our own business. And then here's another problem.
Go ahead.
Some sister who owns a company raised the price maybe like $1. Then black people want to complain.
Again, which goes back to like the haircut,
right?
Which is the black business. Like me, when I first started as a barber, I'm not even gonna lie, I was kind of cheap. But I wasn't able to provide for my family.
Absolutely.
So I have to go back to square one, which was cutting back at the house. Sometimes, being owning your own entrepreneur business, sometimes you got to have that conversation with yourself. What am I doing wrong? What can I do to make things better? So that's what I did. I had to sit down and say, what do I need to do in order to make things better? You need to be around. It ain't just about your ability, what you're capable of doing. It's about the people, the surroundings where you are. Like, for instance, a place that's all messed up and, ain't nobody not going to come there and spend their money, hard-earned money there.
Right.
If it's a place a business of growth, development, you're not going to be able to expand your business like that if it's a low budget area. But far as some places like Morgan Park areas, some place that's real nice, and if you in a nicer area, why not go up? Because if they got the money and the support, that's all you need.
Yeah, and you know, and I was getting ready to say, in addition to that, and listeners that are listening, and to anybody who's listening for that matter, is don't be afraid to go into some of these black-owned businesses and spend a couple dollars more. You got to understand something. These black-owned and operated businesses that are in the city, they have to pay some really high property
They
tax.
absolutely do,
All right?
because
It's not that they want to overcharge you. It's just the fact that they, you know, and I know one brother tried to debate me on this. As a brother and a sister, said, well, you know, when you go to the Asian nail shops, they don't charge as much as the black-owned nail
are
shops.
you crazy?
I said, wait a minute now, hold on. Now, you know, you're looking for quantity, you're looking for quality. And this one sister was like, well, you know, the Asian nail shops, they do a really good job. I said, let me tell you something. Asians economic resources together too. So that's probably another reason why they are able to pay those astronomical property taxes and not charge as much money. You have brothers and sisters out here that are more than qualified and certified to do your nails. You know, they are qualified and certified,
And they do it well,
right?
to
Nail
the T.
technicians. They might have to charge a couple dollars more because they don't have all the economic support, like this brother is saying. And when you have a business in the city, you're paying property taxes. I mean,
Absolutely.
thank your city officials for that.
Yeah,
So they'll get mad at the brothers and sisters because they charge $2 more. Get mad at the city and go out here and vote for people to lower these property taxes. That's
absolutely.
why. Look at the schools. Remember we were talking about 30 shows ago? You have 21 schools. Well, a lot of those schools are closing now. So with 21 schools on the south side of Chicago,
That's
they don't
crazy.
have libraries.
That's crazy.
How could a school, elementary school, a library? Are you serious? All schools have libraries,
You
right?
say a library, they probably don't even know. They'll probably think you talking about YouTube for libraries.
You feel me? Why?
You ever went to a library? Oh, man, I got information off YouTube. No, brother. Library.
And the reason why they don't have libraries, how this ties to what I'm saying, is because of the property taxes. A lot of these schools in the inner city, they don't have the money. They don't have the funding. That's the reason why they don't have the facilities. Like if you go to Naperville, Oak Park, Bolingbrook, or go out to Mokina. Man, you ever been to those schools? And I'm not trying to digress. I'm tying this all together to my original comment. That what it is some brothers and sisters have to charge a little bit more. Have businesses in the inner city because the property tax is so high. Now, if their quality goes down, their prices go up. Okay, then you have to complain. But if they ain't providing a quality service, don't get so upset just because they charge a couple more dollars.
Like I work in a nice shop. First walk in the shop, I'm gonna give you a prime example. If I was to walk in a shop that's looking like real upscale, nice, I'm gonna pay. If a barber was to charge me his service and to my ability that brings the confidence out of me, I'm tipping, because if it's a full service, I charge with the full service. Hair wash, conditioning, dry your hair, cut your hair, do all that, razor line,
His brother
everything.
does a good job, man. His brother is a licensed barber.
Once everything is done, they tip. I usually don't get tips, but I get good tips because I was blessed to have the ability of what I'm capable of doing. Like some people that's not used to it, like they'll just sit in the barbershop and say, okay, I need my haircut. No, I don't just cut the hair. I gotta wash your hair first. Ain't no telling where your hair been.
Right.
Like, here's another one. I say, new client come in. I say, how can I help you? He goes, I need a cut. I say, okay. But before you sit in my chair, I gotta wash your hair. Wash my hair? I ain't never heard that. Or they'll go, I already washed my hair. And I go, when? Yesterday. Yesterday? Dude, it's another day. Go sit in that bowl, wash your hair. Shampoo I use, it replenishes you.
Hey, this is the perfect opportunity, man, to endorse the business, because I know it's a black-owned and operated business.
Absolutely.
So go ahead, man. Take this time. Go ahead and endorse the business and tell them what you do.
You got some people can accept it, but at the end of the day, you cannot please everybody. I'm gonna give you a prime example. I was kind of heated to the T, but I'm gonna short briefing it. says, I need a haircut. Now, picture, haircut. Guy got a full hair. So he sits in the chair. He said, I already shampooed it. Test. It's kind of oily. Got to wash your hair. Washed his hair. Sat him down. About to get ready. Before I asked him specifically, I said, sir, what would you get? And he's young looking. Haircut. Okay. I'm trimming the sides down. And next thing you know, he looks in the mirror and says, I didn't want it haircut. I just want it tapered. Hold on.
Oh, no.
You just specifically told me you want it cut off, wavelength. So you know what he did? To me, I felt like that like Drew bottom line. I told him, don't worry, you're in good shape. He gets up and goes next door.
Oh, wow. Check this out. Oh, I still want you to promote your business. Let me read this comment right here. Brother Cheney says, hey, Rika, how you doing? Jocelyn. Okay, Brother Cheney says, here on the north side of Chicago, a black barber stylist can rack up. There's a large black demographic here running around with jacked up hair. So the white folks can't cut hair for nothing. It says right here, I was searching forever just to get a haircut and goatee trim. Come get this money, $20 to $25 plus tip. So he's sending a message out to you, Brother Chris. You might have to find another. I'm not saying find another shop, but just a supplementary income to work.
But here's the thing: like the prices, some guys trip about the price. Even women too when they get their hair done. Mm-hmm. Some women, like I don't know what the women charge, but I know if they want to sew in, some of them charge like in a professional shop. You're looking at about $175, close to $200 for a sew-in. Mm-hmm. In the hood, they'll probably charge about $40, $50, and the tracks be all over the place. So I'm just saying, I'm just giving you hypothetical speak. In the hood barbers, they'll charge $10, $15. In the shops, you're looking at $30, $40, $50. Sometimes they'll charge $65, almost $100. Depends on what kind of style you get. It varies. Mm-hmm. So it's either, the quality over quantity.
That's right. Now, brother, please promote your shop. I'm trying to get you.
I'm sorry. Well,
the licensed barber, smooth cuts.
If you want your hair cut, come see me. I'm the only barber there. I'm surrounded with some good hairstylists. Okay. Located on it's called Vanessa Billions. We're located on 6546 South Cottage Grove on the south side of Chicago, right next to Christian Fields. If anybody heard about it, feel free to stop by. We're available Tuesdays through Saturdays. Sundays and Mondays, I'm closed. 10:00 a.m. Tuesdays through Fridays from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. all day, but even though the customers will be coming in like crazy. So again, I'm just blessed to have the opportunity to give you my service. I'm just blessed to have that opportunity.
And the name of the shop again is
Vanessa Billions.
That's some great information. His brother is a licensed barber. He cuts my hair. I know you wonder, if he cuts your hair, what you doing with this hat on? Because I need to go pay him a visit this week. That's why I got this hat on, you dig?
It's all good.
But keep things rocking and rolling here, man. Donald Slump, this dude.
Oh boy.
Donald Slump, aka Agent Orange, aka
Orange Peel.
Right. AKA needs to hurry up and resign. And
he's on his Fourth Amendment.
And see, the thing about it is I don't know, man, I really don't know how this resignation thing is going to work. Because see, the thing about it is we just don't have enough voting power in the Congress. So there's 435 members to make up the House of Congress. Right now, you got 238, 190 plus Democrats. That's not enough. So really, we're just going to have to just let Robert Mueller, whatever his name is, do his thing so we can start the impeachment process, which is, constitutional. I believe that falls under.
Do it right away.
Yeah, I think that falls under Section 1, Article 2, or Article 2, Section 1, whatever. But it's in the U.S. Constitution. Research it yourself. He just made some really nasty remarks a few days ago, and now he's denying it. And it's interesting how he denies it right before he has.
He could put that on his Twitter account, and I don't even have a Twitter.
Brother Shady says Cheeto in chief. That's right. That's what he is. Cheeto in chief. That orange hair he got with the orange hair he has. But the Joker, okay, I'm sure you guys know the comments. I'm going to go ahead and just reiterate. I need to reiterate some nasty stuff like this. Not going to say the word. We don't curse on there, but you fill in the blank. So I guess doing some private meeting the nation's capital or whatever, wherever they're at, he decides to talk about the whole immigration thing going, because they want to downsize or downplay this immigration act, and which I find very ironic, because like his wife, some of his other family members are immigrants, But at any rate, so he decides in this meeting to say, why are we letting people in from El Salvador, of course, which is a Latin American country, and countries like Haiti in Africa. And first of all, Donald Slump, Africa is not a country. So
it's a continent.
It's a continent, you dig? So, and then he said that, we shouldn't let these people in from these S-holes. You guys heard the story already. And then he mentioned something. He said something that I thought was pretty interesting, but people try to say he's not prejudiced, he's not a racist. He said, how come we're not letting people in from Norway? I'm like, hold up. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me this guy, you saying this guy is not racist, this guy is not prejudiced. But he just put down El Salvador, Latin American country, put down Haiti. He's already made comments before, off the record comments about all Haitians having AIDS. And these people come in from African nations, they come from S-holes. From these S-H, you fill in the blank holes. But then he's going to say, and then he says, why are we not letting people in from Norway? Let me stop you right there. Cheeto in chief, Agent Orange. First and foremost, do you think that the people of Norway are going to be willing to give up their free education, free health care, and low crime rate in order to immigrate here and fall under your leadership? Get this message. Oh my God. This is www.intellectualradio.com.
Find us on YouTube called Another Perspective.
Oh my God. Donald Slump, you are the chief of fools. That's what you are. You're the chief of fools. You can sit up here and say, oh, you're not prejudiced, you're not racist because, you used to kick it with P. Diddy. Yeah, New York, he used to go to parties with P. Diddy. He has done things with Oprah Winfrey and stuff like this or whatever. And he's got Ben Carson coming out being his token black Negro. Yeah, I'm going to call Uncle Ben Carson out. During the MLK observation, he had Ben Carson come up here and, give his speech and all this kind of stuff. And let me tell you something, man. Dude, you are a fool. If you're not a racist, if you're not prejudiced, you are a fool. You are the chief of fools. You're not fooling us. Manipulating people's energy. And now you got people walking around here thinking that they're, that they elevated. You got thinking that they're better. I'm talking about people who don't have any hue. What's up, brother?
Let him make a mockery of himself.
Oh, he's doing a good job.
Because whatever was in the light is going to turn to whatever's in the dark turns to light.
That's right.
Because the truth of the matter is going to show for itself. For him to make a mockery out of our people and our other people, our other brothers and sisters, and you're going to not let that dictate us. It's going to keep us humble. It's going to show for itself, because at the end of the day, God is going to have the last say so.
Oh, absolutely. There's one thing I want to say, especially to those who are like all the Democrats that are like fighting to have this guy resign or force his resignation. Futile. I wouldn't even focus on anything like that. You guys really need to, the Democrats, you guys need to be quiet. You need to be on stealth mode right now. Continue to fight for, against racism. Continue to fight for social economic
Exactly.
But it's futile for you to try to force him to resign because he's not. You don't have the political power. I understand how politics work. 238 Republicans, 193 Democrats. You don't have enough voting power. You can't force him to resign. Okay? Understand this. It's politics. This is how it works. Let Mueller, however you pronounce this, Mueller, Muellersdale, Mueller, let him do his thing. I mean, he already got a subpoena records.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, he subpoenaed Trump's bank records. So let him do that. Let him take care of that. Let the FBI know. I know you're like, man, you're a brother. You support the FBI. No, it's not that I support the FBI. I know the FBI done some dirty things. The FBI,
but we ain't finna get into all that.
Right. They've done some dirty things. Let this joker, let him crumble before the world by the hands of the FBI. Remember, this is the same guy who got rid of Comey. And, you know, my saying, you know, Mike Comey used to be head of FBI. My thing is, you know, Comey don't play that. He's got this book coming out called Higher Loyalty. He's going to talk about some things in that book. It should be available. And there's a book out right now. I think it's called Fire and Fury. Fire and Fury is written by, I think the gentleman's name is Michael Wolff. And he's saying some things about Trump. And Trump is completely denying. They're trying to come up with a counter lawsuit. And also, look, man, let me tell you something. Brother Cedric says, my fear is this clown is only a smokescreen for a far more sinister plot we couldn't even imagine. I don't know what this Joker's up to, man. You know, he's already talking about my button is bigger than yours. You know
what?
Remember when he was talking to the leader of North Korea?
Yeah.
You know, he calls him Rocket Man. And remember, North Korea says that dude Kong Moon Jang, however you pronounce his name. You know, I'm not trying to sound bigoted, but remember Pyongyang, whatever, says I got a button, and you know, the nuclear button near my desk, and then President Slump, not my president, I don't even like saying president, Donald Slump, he replied, well, yeah, I got a button too, and my button is bigger than yours. So you're right, Cedric. Nothing, you know, my thing is, I'm not like even mad at this dude. It's a time to really be strategic. You know, like, how can you get mad at somebody? That's like, how can you get mad at Trump per se? Like that'll be like walking into a pigsty, right, and getting mad because a pig slings mud at you. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like the dude, he's a pig. You know, he's dirty. You know what I'm saying? He's got issues. He's got problems. He may be suffering from some mental illness. But the thing about it is,
he has mental issues.
But here's the thing, though. I don't want to throw that mental illness crap at us, because then that's their way of trying to protect and defend the reason why he's doing the stupid things he's doing.
Right.
You know, that's to give him some type of justification.
He's just a special needy guy.
Right. So don't fall into that trap either. Tell me, oh, well, he's mentally ill. No, okay, no. So that's a way for you to justify ill stuff that he's doing. No, I think this dude knows exactly what he's doing. Okay. He knew what he was doing. He was already racist in the 70s. I read, bro, that he wouldn't sell property to blacks or Latinos. Okay. In New York, he would not sell property to blacks and Latinos, and faced major lawsuits. And this is the same dude who tried to talk about McCain. You know, remember Senator McCain and John McCain used to run for president, who ran for the presidential election. And Obama just, you know, defeated him utterly.
Yeah, it was too easy.
But this is the same dude, President Trump, Slump, was just up there the other day, man, couldn't even recite the words to the Star Spangled Banner. I mean, not that I really care about that racist song, but he couldn't even recite the words. He didn't know the words. But he wants to complain to people kneeling. I do. How can you don't even know the words? It's the same dude who got out of going to Vietnam War only because of the simple fact that he had 5 deferments from his doctor saying he had I think bone spurs in his heels. You know, so that's the reason why he couldn't go to the Vietnam War. Then gets on national public radio and tells the world, well, you know, and he's, you know, right now, you know, my Vietnam is not catching STDs. This is what he said.
Oh, wow.
That's just what Trump said, bro, in the 80s.
Well, look, don't get too overwhelmed. Don't get too overwhelmed about
get animated
about
Donald Slump.
Yeah. We could talk about another topic, which is about the health eating.
Woo, yeah. And
you are what you eat. So I'm just saying this.
Come on, ride it.
It's been you know what? It's been like 7 days that I haven't ate no meat.
And you see he's still standing, walking, talking, and breathing.
And the crazy part is, like, sometimes I have to cut some of the diet out. I've been eating a lot of fruits, vegetables, and some smoothies.
Smoothies are good.
Smoothies and
a lot of sugar, but it's good.
No, but I get the green kind smoothies.
Right.
And like I went to sleep, like I say, about a couple months ago, and I've been waking up like almost every morning with stomach pains. So it was a sign that lets me know that I need to change.
Yeah, change the diet, bro.
So ever since I ate fruits, vegetables, and my digestive system has been smooth ever since.
And you're not feeling any pain?
No, because my stomach went down a lot. A whole lot. So,
are you guys listening? Please chime in on this. Let's home in on what we're saying.
You know, it's okay. You know, it's about, at the end of the day, what you say, you are what you eat. Stay away from fried food.
Man, you're going to have to lay off with
pork.
Oh, my God. Pork is blasphemy.
And beef.
You're going to have to cut off the beef, man. You got to cut it out, guys.
So, I mean, you know, when you hear about people with the New Year's resolution saying that, oh, I'm going to lose some weight or I'm going to eat different. They do it for 2 days and they give up. It's a willpower to that.
You got to have that willpower.
You know, when somebody say, oh, I'm going to stop drinking or I'm going to stop smoking cigarettes. Then again, 2 days later, they back to it. I'm people. Only thing I can say is you got to have a willpower to do so. It's been 7 days for me since I haven't ate meat.
Man,
7 days.
Let me tell you something, man. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I'm gonna keep it funky fresh 100 with you. Eat meat every day. That's just the honest to God truth, people. Don't fall into this American way of thinking. And I say American way of thinking because America's the only country that promotes every day. Especially I lived in Texas for 4 years. Man, every day on the commercial you see beef this, beef that, beef ribs. I mean, they are some of the biggest carnivores eating people. They start including some beans into your diet.
We was talking about that last week.
Substitute that for me. Matter of fact, it's not even a substitution. Make that primary because beans, have just as much, even more protein than beef. Here's the thing, and we can talk about this more into the next show because I know our time is getting limited. And once again, we thank you so much for chiming in to another perspective. www.IntellectualRadio.com. Thing about eating vegetables, especially the green leafy vegetables such as spinach, kale, broccoli, and stuff like that.
Right.
Is that it literally not only revitalizes your body and replenishes with the minerals and vitamins and the zinc that we lose, because men, we lose a lot of zinc, especially after sex. Men lose a lot of zinc. You have to replenish your body with the vitamins and stuff. It also flushes out agents that are living in our body. And those foreign agents are coming in from the stuff that we're breathing, that we're inhaling. Right. So the vegetables is like our hero there, our warrior. They go in there and they fight those foreign agents, fight off the illnesses and bacteria and cancers.
Even the immune system.
That's right. Well, meat does the total opposite. Body,
it sees
that foreign bacteria and little cancer cells and has a party.
They just be like this.
That's right. They cling.
I ain't ready to leave yet.
That's right, baby.
I'm not ready to leave.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, cut that meat and start, reducing your consumption of meat. Get them vegetables in your system, do those smoothies,
and it's good for your skin tone.
It's good. Come on, tell me about it.
Come on now.
And don't you know, like. And like when you sweat and stuff like that, you probably won't even smell as bad. Remember, you are what you eat. So if you're eating all that bad meat, you start sweating and stuff, your body has to excrete waste. It stinks. Yeah. You know, when people drink alcohol and it stinks when you smell them when they come, that's because we be drinking all that alcohol, all that beer and all that barley and stuff.
When they burp it up, it's a distinctive smell too.
Right, totally. So you put the vegetables in there, man. Put the spinach, kale. Give you some carrots. Broccoli gives you too much gas. Just do the spinach and the kale, man. That's some of the strongest.
You know what you need to do?
What's up, bro?
Ask your loved ones they diet. Ask them, hey, when's the last time you detox?
Yes, got to detox.
Ever ask them when's the last time you detox?
And tell them what detox is. I mean, like if you're gonna bring it to the surface, at least let them know what it is. Like give them a definition of detox.
Because a lot of our people don't know about that.
Yep.
Because we're blinded about fast food. That's all they known for. They, it could be late. They still there getting some Italian beefs and gyros and cheeseburgers and
at
fried
12:30 in the morning.
12, right? Like 11:30 at night. Oh, I'm gonna give me some cheeseburger. I need a gyro. Stuff like that dipped in hot peppers. I mean, hey, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's good, but guess what? It sits there, and it's hard to digest that.
It's hard to digest that stuff. Plus, in addition to that, it changes your mood.
Yep.
Makes you sluggish. Reduces your vitality. You don't have a lot of energy. Cino was saying, man, include those vegetables into your diet. Include more beans into your diet, because that's one of the best alternatives. And I hate to use the word alternative, but for a person who is,
and it also give you the right mindset, good thinking process.
Absolutely, man, it changes everything. So I'm not sure how much time we have here. Okay, well, we're gonna have to wrap things up, guys. So I really appreciate you tuning in. Once again, the title of our show is Another Perspective. www.intellectualradio.com. I'm Brother Maurice Walls.
And I'm Chris Davis, a.k.a. Smooth Cuts. And I like to say peace and love to all the Chicago fans out there. Love.
God bless you. Bye-bye.